evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast. I am your host, the Joel Hewitt, the head cold with a heart of gold, and I'm hosted with everybody today. I've lost it. Game's gone. Alex, the other one, can't see the woods from the trees, and Pete, the off-season champion. How the devil we doing, boys?
Good. Yeah, really good. Better than that intro.
Yeah, not to try and outdo Alex's flu game, but also I've brought a little flu game of my own this week. And I was doing fine until I saw Alex laugh. You give me far too much credit. I don't know if I just took you by surprise. But thanks very much. Yeah, this is what happens when you get stuck in a car for 6 hours with somebody who was really, really sick. Because obviously I drove down to London to see a particular sport this weekend. And good old May, not very well. So I was just recycling that air. So we're just doing our best to keep it together. I am warm, is to say the least. So if I just start sweating and pass out, that is going to be a nice first. I don't know how the stream will end because I'm the only one with the controls, but that aside. Did we have a good NFL UK weekender?
Yeah. I did. I mean, I didn't for it to get down. I've not managed to get down this season to any of the games, which is frustrating, but there were some fantastic games. Really good. And when you're not focusing on your own team, you can really appreciate all the other games quite a lot more. So that really, really lifted the weekend for me. Yeah. What about you, Alex?
When I do focus on my team and they reek of hot garbage on a particular sunny afternoon, it ruins the weekend for you. No, I'm joking. And there was a lot of really good football this week and a lot of really bad football this week. And it was a really good mixture. And I really enjoyed it. I really, really had a good time this weekend. It helped that the London game was good because I feel like it set everyone up. When the London game is bad, everyone's like, oh, well, that was a waste of time. But this time it was really good. So you're like, oh my God, right. Yeah, let's give me more. Give me more of the product. Give me more of it. And then the early slate was really good because nobody won that was supposed to win. And then the late slate was really good because nobody won that was supposed to win. And then Sunday Night Football was awesome. And then Monday Night Football was awesome. So just a real good all-round week.
Yeah, what a weird week to have such a banger as well. Like week 5, we're just out here that everyone's in like mid-season form, right? Really going for it. And to speak a little bit about the UK game, like I was saying to Alex before we started, it was absolutely electric. One of the best atmospheres I've been at live in that stadium. And I was saying, on our way in, everywhere you looked, Cleveland's Brown fans, sea of brown and orange, looked amazing. By the way, out of all of the fan bases that I've seen decked out, Cleveland has some drip. I'm telling you, like they've got. It's not just like Browns jerseys. They've got like really cool distressed hoodies, and they've got bomber jackets, and they've got all sorts of stuff. And everybody just like look really well decked out. Vikings fans, fine. You all just buy a Jefferson jersey and walk in. That is okay. And I don't mind it because you've got to fund the team somehow. But on the way in, Browns fans everywhere, having a good time. As soon as we got to our seats, sea of purple. It was just immediately, you couldn't see a Browns fan apart from the two that I was, the one I was sat with and I was cosplaying as one for the weekend as well. Crazy for a Browns home game to be a Vikings home game was the other thing as well. Like, I don't know how it played on TV, but at points I couldn't hear the guy going first down because the Vikings fans were just so loud. Like it was, it was mentally loud. Like it just absolutely crazy. Plus Crouchy missing that kick, fantastic because he's been talking a lot, Annie, on his podcast. Apparently, what you've got to do on a podcast to be able to have a shot at a field goal is just like talk smack about a particular position. So I'm saying, cornerback looks easy. Bring me in, coach. Alex doesn't know how tall I am. I could be 6'6" for all he knows. I'm 5'4" and some change depending on the size of the flip-flops I'm currently wearing. But yeah, that's it. The campaign for next season to get on the field to I don't know, just try and pick somebody off. Let's go.
What would be your name? Is it Cooper de Never or instead of Cooper de Jean? Like, what are we doing here?
Cooper de, oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a shame. There you go. There's a little like apostrophe in there somewhere. But yeah, it was cool. Got to sit with CEO Murf for a few hours, spend a bit of time with him, and just get to chat some stuff up. Boom, there we are, outside the stadium, just having a wonderful time. Me, the man in charge, my clone, Chris, and my best mate May, just out there having a wonderful time. Obviously, that was pre-game. Everyone's still smiling, but yeah, it was a good old time to have. And with that, let's kick it off. As always, we're going to just kick off with the usual segment that I think we just really like the name of because it's very British. Bangers and Trash. It might get its own drop at some point instead of just the kickoff thing. But yeah, I mean, I've spoke a lot about the UK game. Who's got some bangers and trash for me? Week 5 edition.
I've got a quick one we just kind of touched on as an absolute banger, and I think it sums up the entire weekend. The unpredictability of the NFL. And it's why I love this sport so much. If you compare this to like a typical weekend in the Premier League or any of these other kind of sports, you don't get this higher percentage of upsets. Any team can win, even teams that are ethically tanking, like the Saints getting results.
Let me just step in, seeing as you brought it up. I was sat with CEO Murf, and he was like, obviously he watches the show with a fine tooth comb, and he was like, oh yeah, here they are, ethically tank. Look at them, they're going to beat the Giants. I'm like, we just don't want to be too obvious, man. All right, like nobody expected us to win a bunch of games, or nobody expected us to go 0-17. We've got to get a win somewhere. We're better than the team that hasn't won. Well, there's only won one game as well. It just looks, we're trying to look like we're tanking. It's perfect. I think they've even fooled Murph into thinking that we're now not tanking. Well played, Nola. I love it. Do continue.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, that was the one, I think I said it last week, that this is the one that they will win, so they don't have the 0-17 record, and then they can just take the rest of the season off. Trade Alvin. Trade
Simon Theodore.
All the chipmunks will be gone.
All the chipmunks.
And they say, well, what could we do? I think obviously you saw that. The Eagles lost, the Bills lost, the Chargers got spanked, the Chiefs lost. It's a really, really good advert. And there were some blowouts. There's quite a few blowouts this season, but a lot of them were really, really close games, and they were really fun games to watch because of that. So it just keeps you on the edge of your seat. And yeah, I'm all for it. All for it.
Even going as far back as the Thursday night game, that seems like a long way away. I was just having a look at that. Nobody expected the Rams to lose to the Niners.
Not with they had the T lady playing wide receiver, and Doris from accounts was tight end because he just had nobody left. And yet,
to be fair, if you see the yams on Doris, Doris can play. Like, she's all right. She's got like thighs like you don't understand. All those days stood. She's constantly pushing weight all day. Oh, Doris. Yeah. I've drafted it.
Derek Henry with that sled, nothing on Doris.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Love it. So it was. I think I nearly picked that as in my survivor pool as the Rams to win because I just thought the Niners were too beat up. But Shani's always got Rams. He's always got McVay's number, it seems. So yeah, it's start to finish, all the late night games, everything was just superb. Yeah, so that's my banger.
Alex, what you got for me, sir?
Let's go with a trash because we just mentioned somebody that we mentioned all the teams that won that weren't supposed to. One of those was the Tennessee Titans. They were not supposed to win this week.
Yeah.
They were also meant to go for like a number 1 pick type run so that they could build up their like offensive weapons or even a defensive weapon or even alignment. They just need a lot. But they decided the they would win, or let actually be known, the Cardinals decided that they would let them win. Like, what, 21-6 lead, 20 minutes into the game, didn't score another point. Yeah, just great. Somebody literally dropping the ball before the goal line yet again. Sorry, I'm going to steal somebody else's thing yet again. What a surprise! But
yeah, that's fine. We can talk about it. So just to slide in, because I kind of want to talk about that. I genuinely believe that last week it happening and this week it happening coincides perfectly with a certain Disney Plus show that's surrounded on the make or break moment for a particular player who dropped the ball just before he hit the end zone. Everyone go stream Chuck Powers on Disney Plus. I kid you not, that is the catalyst to that show. He's in the final with the Oregon Ducks. He gets the 1 yard. He drops it behind him. His career is ruined. It smash cuts 9 years later. He tries to Mrs. Doubtfire himself onto a new team. Honestly, when it happened last week, I thought, oh yeah, that's quite funny. Maybe they'll use that as promotion. When it happened again, I think that they're getting ready to put a montage of things together for the season. Plus.
Bit of House of Mouse advertising by Mary DiMiccardo. Excellent.
They own ESPN now, don't they?
Yeah. And just to be clear, that drop cost me my first win in our Kong League as well.
Did it?
Him dropping that, because it's like a 70-odd yard touchdown run as well. Yeah, that cost me my first the
win.
Kong
is our league of record for anybody who isn't the 12 people in our league. We go for the king of Kong or queen, because Eloise is in there too. And Pete's never held this, and also this season never won, which is also quite nice. But yeah, man, dropping that on the 1 yarder. You've got to think that after it happened last week, they would show that clip to every room and said, if you are near the end zone, what do? We keep hold of the ball. Yes, we keep hold of the ball. I will keep saying it at the beginning of every practice. And you know now that they're going to show 2 clips.
Yeah.
But also
last week texting.
There's a support group somewhere.
Yeah.
With at least 2 people sat in it.
What the NFL needs, I think, is they need a cultural phenomenon like Shacked in a Fool. So for anyone that doesn't know, the NBA has like their own TNT special thing. It's their biggest one. No one else really covers it. And Shaquille O'Neal has his own like failure clips montage called Shacked in a Fool.
Nice.
Shaq acting a fool.
Shaq acting. I didn't get it until it was there.
Shaq acting a fool, and then like to montage it in is all like loads of clips of Shaquille O'Neal acting like a fool on TNT and doing loads of really dumb stuff, and then he gives like a top 5 countdown of players doing really dumb stuff, and it's like a big thing that you don't want to end up on Shacked in a Fool this week.
Somebody get me a pen.
You don't want to do it. You really just don't want to do it. So then, like now, the NFL needs their own one. The NFL needs a Shacked in a Fool thing so that these players do no longer do this really dumb thing.
And they will. And we will think of a better name that incorporates yours in it. And look out for this space. I'll have to draw every incident that happened, though, because we don't have the rights to show any like actual NFL stuff. So stickmen, flicker books, poorly animated things. I'll see what AI can chuck out there. Just like people with 7 eyes dancing around the place.
Do it stick ninja
we'll do it.
Yeah. And the thing is, that might not have even been the worst play in that game.
Are we talking about the
touchdown? Oh,
it was a thing of beauty.
It really was. It was like something out of a comedy film. It was just superb. The fumble, the tackle, the nobody wanting the ball. That's the play that is going to be played for years and years and years. That's going to be coming up in montages when we're retired. You know it, because it was just a comedy of errors. Yeah. Great stuff.
Cam Ward, how did your win of your first game go? Oh, let me show you. Fire up the Benny Hill theme and just show that one thing happen. What I would really love to see is the live odds of the Titans winning and it being like, oh, they've got a good chance. Oh, no, it's been picked off. Oh, it's good. and it just being all over the place to see it in real time would be an amazing thing. But yeah, I obviously one of my bangers was the UK game from the weekend, and what one of my trash things was people just dropping it on the 1 yard line. The other banger, I'm sticking in that. I've only really managed to watch a little bit of the highlights from this one, but the Jags beating Kansas City. I know we mentioned it earlier as like surprises and whatnot, but Jacksonville, like after Kansas still looked all right last week to go 2-2 over the Ravens, and people are like, it's fine. They've only lost a couple of games. Everything's going to come back. For whatever reason, I know that Trevor Lawrence, like TD at the end, was also a bit of a comedy of errors. Somebody stood on his foot. He fell over. He got up. He still managed to get it over the line. Like, just absolutely from the bits of it that I saw, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And not to spoil anything a little bit later, I might be on a bit of a bandwagon hop, which maybe we get to. Pete, what else did you like or dislike from the weekend? There's a lot of bangers in here, I see. But
there is. I really enjoyed this weekend, so I'm going to try and focus on the positive for some of these games. I've got just a really quick one. I know they lost, but I've got to give a shout out to Puka. Puka Nacua is just playing unreal football at the minute. It's ridiculous. The most single season receiving yards in NFL history is 1,964 yards, and that was for Megatron back in 2012. Second, 1,947 Cooper Kupp in 2021.
Oh, the Triple Crown.
So far, Puka is on course for 1,999. He's on course for 1,999 yards, the most ever. And what do all three of those wide receivers have in common?
It's your boy Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Bad backhand.
Well, so, and that's what makes me think he's got a really good chance, because not only is he obviously an extremely talented wide receiver with a fantastic quarterback, when Stafford has a guy, he has a guy, and he will just hyper target him all the way through the game. And there's not really much competition. He doesn't really have a lot there to be challenging. He's got Devontae Adams, who's a really big, still a fantastic red zone threat, and he will pull, and he's great in terms of pulling attention from cornerbacks, which frees up Puka. So if that's his guy, I think he'll just keep hammering him. I think he'll keep peppering him. And as it gets closer, it will be a thing for that team. Let's get him 2,000. Let's make him the first to hit 2,000 and get to that point.
Yeah, it would be an amazing thing to see. Also, man is dragging my fantasy team into relevancy. I've just got him in one or two places, but in every league that I have got him, he's just getting me over the line. The rest of every choice that I made was not good. But the one thing, I just liked his name. I thought it was fun. So everything that I've got him in is like Dynasty. It was either him or it was Tutu Atwell at the time, wasn't it? And I went Puka. And absolutely love it. Please, if you want to continue with any particular bangers, you've got the list this week, man.
I'm going to stick another quick one on there. Got to give a shout out to Rico Dowdle, who was unreal. First start of the season, 234 yards. And this wasn't just like loads of breakaway plays. He got the ball a lot. 23 carries, 3 receptions, over 200 rushing yards, just because Chuba is injured and Jonathan Brooks will never not be injured. That's been a bit of a brutal pick for them. So yeah, I want to give him a shout out, because he never looked anything like that on the Cowboys.
Did you see the commentary? Did you hear like the NFL announcer of this? Right, just stop. Everyone, stop what you're doing. Stop the podcast. I highly recommend go and find this, because the commentator loses his mind every time Doddo gets the ball. Like it is the most insane commentary of an NFL player I've heard in a very long time. Like it's not, he's gone, he's to the 5, to the 10. It is like a hyperactive child locked into a room with an endless supply of sugar. It is awesome. I highly recommend. Go and watch it. Just check it out. They're really, really great. They are so amazing.
I'll give it a shout. Shout out to my little cousin Chris, who on the train or the tube on the way to the game was like, I really need a running back. I've got no waivers left. Can one of you two like pick up Dowdle and like we'll do a trade? And neither of us like could do. We couldn't like drop anybody, but he was like, that's a shame. I think he's going to be all right this week. Anyway, Dowdle absolutely crushed, and all the way through watching it, he was just, his face was like thunder. It was fantastic. He lost, and like Dowdle would have won the whole game on his own. It was pretty great. And then totally missed him on the waivers, even though he had priority. He didn't put the waiver in. So on Monday morning, or rather this morning, he went to the other guy that we were away with. Well done, mate. You sniped him right there. So yeah, that was a particular highlight. But yeah, who saw like Dowdle coming? You're right. There was a couple of games for the Cowboys last year where I think off the back of it, I like picked him up and stuck him on the bench for a couple of fantasy teams where I thought, oh, he might be the guy, and he just wasn't the guy, and I completely forgot about him. Even this week when people were saying, oh, Dowdle's in starting, I'm like, who? Like, it's just oblivious to him completely. And so absolutely like credit to. And Panthers looking okay. They snuck it, didn't they? The win at the end there was a lot of games that were being blown out that like switched around. I don't know if they were one of them in the end, but a couple of like touchdowns in the last bit. But a division that could, sneak something in. The Buccaneers are looking good, but 2-3, 4-1, it's not a million miles away. There's got to be people in the Panthers organization saying, hey, let's just have a run at it. Just throw everybody at it. I doubt they will, but God bless them for trying. And the Dolphins, boy, his name, coach, lost from me completely.
Mark McDaniel.
Thank you. Good, but he looked like a sad boy, didn't he?
He did.
See the clip of him like leaving the game. It was, it was bad. It was like he'd just been told off, and he wasn't allowed any biscuits.
Did you catch
the
what he
Arrested
said?
Development gift, Michael Cera just walking.
Did you catch what he said at the end of the game in his like post-match press conference?
No,
like,
what dumb thing he said this time?
He's had some like real dumb things this season. He said a lot of really dumb things. There was a particular one in week 2, I believe, where it was like, yeah, we've got to win by putting more points on the board than the other team. It's like
the team that wins the game is the team that wins the game. Yeah,
that was the thing. It's like, yeah, of course it is, right? Yeah, okay. This week it's frustrating because there's a lot of talking, and we need to major in doing.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He does this quite a lot. He goes from saying some stuff that's quite funny, like, oh, it's quite good, and then you go, have you just been listening to an audiobook of like a business self-help, like bestseller of the week?
Right? Yeah, he's in a pyramid scheme somewhere.
Yeah.
Buy his knives, the knife collection, or I don't know, maybe he's got makeup sets or something that he's going around like peddling, or if you get people underneath your pyramid, then they could be making money for you. Right? That's it. He's got to look for another income stream pretty soon. Like, I expected to see some news that yesterday morning, to be honest with you. I don't see the point in dragging this out much longer, other than there's people in a room going, when do we get rid of him? Who's the guy? And then, that's a whole different set of conversations, isn't it? Alex, what did you love or not love from the weekend? A banger or some trash?
Well, we kind of already covered them, but let's go into more detail. The Dolphins are really bad at football.
Oh, yeah, let's just stick in it. Let's go.
Let's just go. The Dolphins suck. And I for one, I will make a styling prediction or a starlight prediction this season. That division is so evenly balanced of like good teams of the Bills and the Patriots and bad teams of the Jets and the Dolphins. It is so evenly balanced of like the Thanos clip of like perfectly balanced of like the thing. And it's like, what are we doing here? But my startling prediction for this season is that the Dolphins will finish dead last in that division. The Jets will not. That's my like full thing, because to like, even balance on what you've said is like, all right, well, we can't fire McDaniel yet because we don't know who's next. Who do we get in? Who's there? Who's going to be available? Well, if this season carries on, maybe Bill Belichick will be, because North Carolina are just eating it. Anyway, that's the college football reference that we've made this week. So well done to us. We do watch other sports as well.
Yes, we do.
But like the fact that Darren Waller had 78 yards and a TD.
Yeah,
he's back.
I know that like Tyreek Hill is gone, and I know that you've got to try and share the wealth and do that lot. But like Darren Waller is worse off than Doris the Tea Lady we mentioned earlier. Like he's moving slower.
They went to school together.
Right. There you go. First high school crush. But just blow it up. Simply just blow it up. Get a new QB, and like be a dysfunctional organization for 3 years. It's not difficult. It really isn't. Pete's guys do it every other year. Like, just do it.
We're doing it right now. In fact, no, don't do it right now. We're busy. Like, there's other people ethically tanking. The tank for Tua was like such an obvious like thing as well. Like, and God bless him. Like, it obviously Tua has looked either like an MVP or like a VPM, and I don't even know what I mean by that, but it's just the opposite of whatever the hell an MVP could be. And he things like his refusal to wear like a Guardian cap and stuff just screams like obvious things to me. And now Mike McDaniel isn't helping. You've got Tyreek Hill who got stretched off cheering that he doesn't have to play for them anymore. It's all over the place. And for a team that I would argue is, for me, like at least top 5, maybe top 3 uniform colors, like that blue and orange combo, like just hits a part of my soul, and I absolutely love it. It just seems a shame to not want to watch them. I'll keep my eye on them because I just think they're like the best dressed every now and again. But yeah, I mean, how many teams could blow it up at the same time? That's the thing. I've always known one to do it, but at the moment, there's a good case for at least the Jets, the Saints, Miami. I still think the Colts. No, that's a little flashback to me thinking that the Colts were going 0-17 this year. They're not, but no. I guess we'll see whether or not they show up in a segment a little bit later on.
I mean, that Tua thing is really funny as well, because tank for Tua was obviously the thing. I think this even was it 5th overall, but that draft class, just in retrospect, Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, and Jalen Hurts. That is some class. I mean, to the fact that Tua is the worst, and he's fine. He's like a 20 to 25 ranking in the league, but they had so many more like high ceiling players that they could have taken that weren't constantly just getting bopped around the head and seeing birds and stars.
Yeah.
Wasn't the talk between, it was either between Joe Burrow or Tua? Like it was one of the other, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the season before, it was like 12 months before that season started, it was all Tua, and then he got a really bad injury. And Joe Burrow just went absolutely ham. Yeah. But it wasn't a concussion. I think it was like a muscle injury or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a really bad injury. He still managed to go 5th despite basically missing the entire season because he was that hyped. Whereas, Joe Burrow just went bananas because he had Chase and Jefferson. Yeah.
Ironically, only one of them's on the field still.
Yeah. The one that doesn't have anyone to throw it to.
There's some alternate reality somewhere, isn't there, where good old smoking Joe Burrow is wearing that beautiful I I think it's blue or teal, I don't know. And he's just out here in Miami, living it up, throwing absolute dimes. And I'm still going to say to Waddle, because I don't think he would put up with the Tyreek Hill nonsense.
No.
I like Jalen Waddle more. I like that he dances like a penguin. I like that they've got a walrus and a penguin on their team. I think this is great. For a team called the Dolphins, they are just absolutely smashing the SeaWorld reference, aren't they? Is there a whale? Let's get a whale on there. Just find a guy. Like, the all aquatic team. Like
the Miami Sea Life Center. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Where was Free Willy set? It's got to be round there.
SeaWorld is Orlando, isn't it? I guess.
Boom. Close enough. Yeah. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Anything else? Who's got anything good or bad from the week? Bangers and trash.
I haven't done a trash, so I'm going to say the Ravens.
Bring it down.
They were just rubbish. To put it bluntly, I think we need to caveat this by this was their injury report just before the game. I've not got the full list of who missed the game, but their injury report going into the game did not practice. Lamar Jackson, who definitely missed it, Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith, Nate Wiggins, Ronnie Stanley, Awuzie, their fullback Ricard, Devontae Walker. Limited was Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, Kyle Van Noy, Emory Jones, Travis Jones, Brent Urban. They were just so beat up. And missing Lamar is obviously a huge difference. But the Texans are pants. It's not like they were playing a good team. And they just got battered. They got injured. They had more players injured during the game as well. So I think that's their season done. I genuinely think they're cooked now. I can't see them coming back from this, even in possibly the worst division in football. But yeah, the players that were there did not step up, and with that opponent, they should have been able to. So it's going to be interesting next year when they're all fully fit and they've got a top 12 pick from the draft, and they get a really elite player just to chuck in there, like an elite wide receiver for Lamar or somebody like that. But yeah, nobody's stepping up, and it's a shame.
Well, the question is like, you look at it and then you go, you have to look at coaching. You really have to look at it that way, because you've got arguably one of the greatest ever to do it at that position in Derrick Henry. And like he was just doing nothing. Was it Derrick's fault, or is it you just going, right, well, we can't CMC load out him. We can't give him the ball that much because he's 33 or whatever he is, and he's Derrick Henry.
It's like they never saw a Titans game, though. That man carried the Titans to every single win that he was on. Just do that. Say, Derrick, great news. It's your time to shine this week. You're getting the ball every snap. They're going to know that you're getting the ball every snap, but you're Derrick goddamn Henry. You don't care. You want them to know. You want to see the fear within them. You want 7 guys lined up in front of you, and you know what? If you want to throw one over them, go for it. Just at that point, just to have a go.
What I really expected was I expected Harbaugh to give like a Rohan level speech before they go to battle in Return of the King. I expected that kind of up and down, and then just like waving his arm with a clipboard in it, just signaling death. And like I really expected that, because it's the Titans and the Texans, and they suck. Instead, we didn't get that. And for the 3rd week in a row, I lost my fantasy matchup because Derrick Henry laid an egg.
And not just that, they have, in the Super Bowl era, the 11th worst points conceded total at this stage in the season of all time. Think of all the rubbish Browns teams, and even this Bengals team, and Ravens are 11th all time. They've given up that many points. Now, they've had some tough matches. They've faced the Bills, they've faced the Chiefs. But still, that's not what you expect from this team.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, I'm thinking like offensive numbers when I think of the Bengals. I saw a stat earlier. I was watching something, and since Burrow's been out, the Bengals have scored 16 points and conceded like 110. But for some reason, they're still not as bad as the Ravens.
Yeah.
What a division. Cleveland, what are you doing? You had the Vikings right there. You could have just snuck that win. Then all you've got to do is wait for the inevitable mushroom tea sipping idiot to just drop a few losses and do what we all expect from the Steelers, to go 8-9, or no, probably 9-8, because he doesn't have losing seasons. Yeah, it could have been the Browns to do it, but the Browns made their change at QB, and not bad. Totally fine. I guess we'll see how they do like week on week. For whatever reason, the Browns don't have a bye week after their international game, so they're just going like straight back into it. Obviously, they're getting ready for the late season push, so they don't want to rest too early. They're thinking we're probably going to be contenders. Let's take week 10 off and then win in the back lot.
Yeah,
they're coming straight back, and they're against the Steelers. In Pittsburgh.
Man, that probably just screams tanking, to be fair, doesn't it? Yeah, that we know we're not going to have a winning season because they expected the Ravens and the Bengals to be good. They probably thought we're not going to do anything this year, so don't worry about that bye afterwards. It's a good excuse not to. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. Who's next? I've gone through all of the bits that I've really seen a lot of. So
let's go with praising Dak Prescott.
Shall we?
Shall we praise Dak Prescott? Shall we praise America's team and not give Jerry Jones credit because he is an idiot and doing that now. But let's praise Dak Prescott because he was really good this week. Yes, it's the Jets, but they actually have a competent defense. And more importantly, they're supposed to have a competent cornerback room because Sauce Gardner is meant to be really actually good. I've not seen any evidence of this yet, but it's there. But with like an 88 QBR, which is very good. A 70% completion rate, again, very good. Yay, Dacus. And 4 touchdowns, 237 yards. You can simply say that is the best QB performance of the weekend. Yes, we have Drake May stepping up. Yes, we have Trevor Lawrence doing bits. Yes, we always have Matthew Stafford being incredible. And there's a load of other ones. But that is the best QB performance of the weekend. Statistic-wise, simply, yes, he's playing the Jets and doing that lot. But here's the thing. He is now on pace for 4,600 yards, which is 4,600 yards and 35 touchdowns. I'm not being funny. That is an MVP level performance of a season.
Yeah.
Yep. We said a few weeks ago Dak was playing at an MVP level. It was just nobody around him was. And, fine, it was against the Jets, but at the end of the day, nobody looks at his grand totals and says, right, well, 1 in 17 of these are because he played the Jets. So we're not going to knock those. Like, numbers are numbers. And he's just going to keep chucking them about. Plus, the division, no one's really running away with it. Like, the Eagles now 4-1. The Denver Broncos, showed up this week and did exactly what I thought they were going to do for the past 5. Weirdly enough, this week was one of the only 2 weeks I think I had the Broncos losing, so that's interesting. But yeah, back to Dakota. He just looks great, and as soon as they are fit, they're probably going to make the playoffs. We could actually see a playoff win from the Dallas Cowboys for the first time in, I don't remember. I don't think I've ever seen one, or if I have, it was a long time ago.
It will be the first time in the year, with the year starting with 2000, I believe. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. I think it's that long ago.
That's incredible. Well, I've been only watching since about 2003, 2004. And even then it was only Super Bowl, so I wasn't going to see him there, was I? So yeah, well, that'll be fun for me. I like it when different teams like make the way in. We should have. It's going to be so weird. I mean, everything could settle down, and the difference of having the one extra game nowadays, you look at them and you go, there's still a lot of football. We still got 3/4 of the season to go. So everybody that's like the Chiefs or the Cowboys or whatnot could all of a sudden scream ahead, win every game from now, and be 15-2, and then your Colts that are what 4-1 could end up not winning another game and end up like 4-13. Look at that. That's quick maths.
Actually, apologies. I'll apologize to Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
We've all got really bad and short memories. They actually won a wildcard game against the Buccaneers in 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. That's even more because I can't read. It's 2023. They won the wild card against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-14. So that's even worse, and I really, really apologize to all of them.
Fair enough.
That they did that. That's on us. Sorry, Cowboy fans.
Pretty forgettable though, wasn't it? You apologize all you like, but I don't remember. And did Dak start that game?
That's a great question.
Let me see.
Let me see.
He must have been.
He was, yeah.
A funny feeling. All right, okay. I have a funny feeling that Dakota didn't have a single playoff win.
That was a Tom Brady led Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well.
The year after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, no good. Then everyone took the year off.
Dak had 305 yards and 4 TDs in that game. So, we don't remember it. But,
yeah.
but Dak definitely does.
Oh, that one's not making TikTok, I'll tell you that much.
Hopefully the gods scream at us and that doesn't even make the pod. Like, please.
So they just shut down in the middle of that. God bless him. I'm jumping in here because I want to talk about one of Pete's bangers, Bucks Seahawks, mate. Seeing as we're talking Tampa Bay, and here we are in the Baker May appreciation post. And you know what? I'm going to start a little negative. I know you've got the game down as a banger, but somewhere the dam has to break. The Bucks winning it in the last few seconds. Is it 4 out of 5 games that they've won as the clock ticked down? Fine, you're playing great and you're getting the actual results, but nothing's been convincing. Whether or not you're doing it just for TV, which would be great, we just like to keep people in it, keep people engaged. We were very engaged, and like Murph's the biggest Bucks fan I've ever met, and he is literally stood in the middle of the bar, just like shouting at the TV. It was a beautiful thing to see. But like I just think that we're getting to the point where everything's going to fall the other way. You can't keep going all the way to the final seconds and having to put the team on your back and play every game like it's the playoffs, right? But boy, what a good game it was.
Yeah, it's like it's a bit like the Vikings last year, where they just kept winning those one-score games. Their record was phenomenal, but you just thought it can't last, or it might not be repeatable for next year. It bodes well because I think they're a shoo-in for the playoffs, and if they've got that clutch mentality, that last step at the end, if we're in a game, we can go and win it because we've proven it again and again and again. It bodes well. But yeah, if they need to claw themselves out of a hole, I don't know if they'll be able to. But having said that, they put up 38 points. They didn't have Mike Evans. And Chris Godwin's still not fully up to speed. He was on limited snaps last week. He's doing better this week, but they should be able to get better on offense. And the Seahawks defense has been really, really good. Really good so far. Like watching it as a neutral, I could see how it would be frustrating for Murph. Watch it as neutral, it was back and forth. It was exciting. And again, another ridiculously good QB class. When you've got Mayfield and Darnold and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. The only dud is Josh Rosen, who's now back doing his MA at uni. And he was the one that I was convinced should have gone number one. Because he had a really nice throwing action. Looked really good, his throw. I was like, oh, that's a lovely tight spiral.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and he was horrendous. So yeah, it was just a really fun game. And I think if you missed this weekend, if you were out, if you were at the game, and you didn't get to see much, and particularly if you've got Game Pass, go back and just watch that game. Watch it in its entirety because it is lots of fun from start to finish.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, and I felt every emotion from Murf. There was also one of the rather tanked Bucks fan in the bar that was very enthusiastic and kind of all over the space. He ended up having a good day, but I could definitely see it going the other way, and he just starts a fight with a lamppost, that kind of thing. But I was like, them's Bucks fans, aren't they? Like, that's what you expect from that part of the country.
I'm really intrigued what Bucks fans think of Mbuka. I'm really, really intrigued because obviously, like, he's been bigged up all off season, and then obviously gets like 163 yards this game, a touchdown, and obviously the 2-point conversion that they actually managed. But I'm really intrigued. Are they like, oh my god, this is the prodigal son? We compare him with Baker for 10 years, or are they still a little bit wary and going, wait a minute, have we got a star, or is this just like a flash in the pan, like somebody was able to do, like Juju Smith-Schuster for his first 2 years at Pittsburgh was able to do that long?
Yeah.
Definitely.
It'd be interesting for them. I think he's the real deal. He's making so many good plays, but you're right. It could just be so many tight window throws that he's just catching. But if Mayfield likes him, he's going to keep using him. He's the wide receiver 2 in fantasy now.
And without the pressure to keep feeding it to Mike Evans to get that 1,000-yard season for the 11th year running, I think that you don't have to, because like Mike Evans ain't getting that. He's lost too many games, but that's also quite a nice out for him. If it had been healthy throughout and not hit it, that's worse than, oh, you've lost 5 games and you've not done it again. You just go, right, well, we got a decade, like an unheard of run of 1,000-yard seasons from a guy. So stick him in the Hall of Fame, obviously. First ballot. He's just phenomenal.
If you're Mike Evans this season, then do you just not suit up at all? Do you just say, this is the asterisk season, I didn't even bother, no one's really done it? Like, do you not bother? Do you completely take the step back and go, oh, I've suddenly got a knee problem that needs me to be on IR?
You go from like the hottest team in the NFL that has a shot at winning a Super Bowl that isn't going to get accused of like paying for Tom Brady to win one. Absolutely not. No. If anything, he stays on the sideline a couple of weeks longer because they don't worry about it. We don't need you right now. Get healthy, get super healthy, and then get healthier. And then what we'll do is we'll drag you out for the playoffs, and you're going to be the shining star, and this will be your retirement season. Go out with an absolute bang. He'll catch the most targets, score the most touchdowns ever in the postseason, win a Super Bowl, hang it up. And nobody's going to go, oh, yeah, but he missed a bunch in the regular season. Didn't need to bring it out there. Just holstered it, didn't he? Just put it away. Like, no need right now. Everybody be cool.
He just went full Edelman in the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he could have an absolute run.
It was the good action. Sorry, it was the action that lost.
Yeah, for everyone on audio, you missed that one. Get to youtube.com/I guess 5-yard rush. I don't know what our own URL is. Right, I guess one thing just to leave us from the bangs and trash. Bottom of your list, banger, Keenan Allen. Alex, why is he a banger?
He's the fastest player ever to get 1,000 catches as a wide receiver, which is amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. Go Keenan Allen. Really, really well. Even though he had that year at Washington, he will be forever a Charger that is considered a legend.
Not Washington, in Chicago.
There we go. We managed to get one in. Weekly Chicago chat. Well done.
He's on a bye week. Yeah.
He was in Chicago. Yeah. So, but he's got 1,000 catches as a wide receiver. That's incredible. And he's the fastest ever to do it. Again, that's incredible. Yes, it probably means that Justin Herbert will now stop force feeding him and actually realize that Lad McConkey exists, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
I wouldn't because Allen's doing well with it, isn't it? It's not like he's getting rubbish targets and just falling down. He's playing really well. I think if he carries on this, I think he's got probably this year and maybe next year of doing really, really well. He's going to be top 10 all-time receptions. I think it's about 12th, 13th now, something like that. I think he can easily get into that top 10 over the next couple of years. And I mean, I love Keenan Allen. That's why it's an ongoing joke. Ignore my cap. It's an ongoing joke amongst our friends that I'm a secret Chargers fan. Because Rivers and Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, I adore all of those players. I really do, because they've just helped me win so many fantasy championships. But Allen is just superb. I was so excited when he came to the Bears last year. It's a shame that we couldn't put it together around him, because just wonderful. He's a wonderful, wonderful player.
If he gets top 10, does that mean he gets a jacket? Does he go to Canton?
Not first ballot, but in one of those like down years when all you've got is like really good O linemen, and you want a splashy highlight package for the Hall of Fame. So maybe 7-8 years down the road, like there'll be a few years where he won't get it. He'll get in the same year that Eli Manning does for being a QB, and they'll be the kind of the controversial, should they be in here? Yeah, and yes, they should. Shut up, Murf. Genuinely had a conversation with him about it at the weekend. We must have been talking for far too long, because I'd had a tea many martinis, and I was telling him how Eli Manning gets in there, and all he kept doing was proving me right. But check out the flagship show on a Thursday, everybody. Anyway, with that, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment, news from the...
Yes, sir. News from the underground.
News from the underground. Look at that. We're like 50 minutes in, and we're only just getting into the news this week. But to be fair, the rest is kind of pretty simple. Pete, start us off. Let's get a little somber.
A couple of quite sad stories too. I mean, it's mostly sad stories, to be honest. Arthur Jones, the Ravens Super Bowl winner, sacked Kaepernick in the Super Bowl. He died this week. Apparently had a pre-existing heart condition and a pacemaker fitted. And the pacemaker went off. It did the job that it was there to do. It just wasn't enough. And unfortunately, he's passed. He's only 39. For those because I know probably quite a lot in the UK have come to it late, Chandler Jones from the Cardinals is his brother, and so is John Jones, the kind of UFC legend as well. A really well-established sporting family. And a fantastic place. It's scary when you hear of people kind of our age passing away from heart conditions.
Our age, not Alex's age.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, Alex is 55.
He dyes his grey beard ginger.
Yeah. It's classic. You can tell. It's too even.
Yeah.
But yes, Arthur Jones, absolute legend, and legendary family as well. I didn't know that he was like related to
Apparently, John Jones was saying that the reason he was so good at UFC was that Arthur was his older brother, used to beat him up as a kid. He was a really accomplished wrestler before he moved across to NFL, which obviously really, really helps with that NFL ability. On another kind of sad note, a really strange story, the Mark Sanchez story. I don't know how many people have picked up on this. So
I was confused.
Yeah. So Mark Sanchez was reported as having been stabbed by a DoorDash driver.
Everyone will know Mark Sanchez from the butt fumble, by the way. Let's not. Yeah. That's what he'll forever be known by, apart from maybe now this.
Yeah, he could probably look forward to a few more fumbling of butts in his future. He's
it's just raining threes today in the pod.
So he was at a bar. He was drunk. and this is kind of pieced together from different reports. It's not the official story. I've got to kind of caveat that. He was at a bar, he was drunk. DoorDash driver came. He started complaining about the DoorDash driver blocking him in. Tried to drive the car. So I think he's probably tried to get into the car and move it himself. There's been a kerfuffle. He's ended up being... he's ended up getting into a fight with this DoorDash driver, and he's ended up being stabbed. And he's now been arrested and had several charges put against him. It's not looking very good, allegedly, yes. But he has been charged. All of this it is on record. He's been charged, he's been arrested, and it's not a good situation for him. Don't drink, kids, he says with his rum and coke.
It's gonna move. You could have said that was anything. Like,
yes,
mine is a 0% is what we're rocking here today. Yeah,
the added thing is that like the truck driver or whoever it was, the DoorDash driver or whatever, he had dash cam, which was the main thing. He had a camera facing in his car as well as outside of his car, which is why Sanchez has been able to be charged so easily. Is that like it was filmed that Sanchez obviously got into the car and then obviously filmed the altercation outside of it. So like apparently the DoorDash driver, again, this is allegedly, and again from other reports that are there, the DoorDash driver also used pepper spray on Mark Sanchez to try and stop him coming at him and being aggressive towards him. And when Sanchez came again, that's when the DoorDash driver delivered the not so fatal blows, because Sanchez is obviously still alive, but delivered the injuries to Sanchez himself. So
I'm trying not to laugh at delivered the injuries for a DoorDash driver. Alex, you're killing me. You are absolutely killing me. Deliver this, shanks him. Oh, man. Well, I hope the DoorDash guy's okay. I hope something happens to Mark Sanchez in prison. It's going to happen to a nicer person. I didn't like him on TV.
I didn't realize Sanchez was like hated. Like, this is like unearthed a whole new thing about NFL like law to me, is that loads of people really despise Mark Sanchez and think he's like a really awful dude. And I only know him from the book fumble and a couple of bits of like telecast stuff that he's done. And I'm like, oh, well, he seems pretty knowledgeable about the game. And like, obviously he was not a great player, but he played in the NFL. But loads of people are like, oh yeah, this couldn't have happened to a nicer person. He's a giant, awful human being.
Do you know who I've just realized I actually feel sorry for in all of this? And it's Rex Ryan. So Rex Ryan, right, was the head coach at the Jets when Mark Sanchez was the starting quarterback. Do you know what Rex Ryan has a tattoo of? A pinup girl in a Jets Mark Sanchez jersey.
By the way, the most Rex Ryan tattoo ever. That is the most Rex Ryan tattoo ever. If you
I don't think it says Sanchez on the back, but it's got his number. It was the year that he was like his QB, and yeah, I definitely remember that tattoo being a thing.
That's fantastic. That is amazing.
Yeah. God bless Rex Ryan. Tattoo removal. It's a big thing right now, mate. You don't have to stick with your mistakes.
Wow.
Moving on to the weekly IR news.
Yes, the IR baboons. We've got Amari Hampton. Yeah,
network reference. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody got it. Thank you very much. Amari Hampton, running back, who's looking really good, the rookie running back for the Chargers, has been placed on IR after Najee Harris had already been placed on IR. It looks like it's going to be short term. It's probably going to be a month, but it means they're going to be rolling with Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal out of the backfield.
Roll the dice, people. I have gone for them everywhere in all of the teams that aren't doing very well for me. I have no idea which one's going to be best. This is a real Puka Nacua Tutu Atwell situation for me. It could go either way. I've tried to read as much as I can. I can't decide. I've just split the difference and gone for
it. In games where Justin Herbert, like this weekend, Justin Herbert's average time to throw before he got pressured because the O-line collapsed in on him was 2.16 seconds. Like,
Jesus Christ.
2.16 seconds. You can't get to your second read in 2.16 seconds. You can't even really look at your first read in 2.16 seconds. Like, how are you trusting guys that, as a Chargers fan, I only know of one of those guys, and B, they are not. There's a reason they're so far down on that depth chart. Like, they are not game changers in any way. So I'm really sorry, Joel. You've picked them up for no reason. Then they're not going to do anything. They really aren't going to do anything.
Let me tell you about the fab budget that I never use. I have in one league $250, and I started with $250. So I finally got ahead of it this week and thought I'm going to spend some money. So I've spent like 57 on one of them. Don't matter, 20%. I've got bank. Everyone should be scared of me and my fab lookout leagues that I'm in. And on to further IR news. Good God.
Yeah. Antonio Gibson, because running backs aren't fun enough, his knee injury, that's him done for the season. And he looks really good as well. He's been he's getting back to his Washington kind of his rookie season form as well, which is a shame. But yeah, he's now done for the season. And we've just found out in the last 10 minutes that Brenton Strange, the Jags tight end, has gone on IR as well. And he's been really good.
He's been so good for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's brutal. Positive news. Terrion Arnold, the Lions cornerback, he had quite a bad shoulder injury, and he was told that he needs to have surgery and his season would be done. He's actually then got a second opinion, and they reckon he could be back within the month.
Okay.
So one of those is a grifter, because that's quite a difference in opinion, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the odds on him coming back game one and then actually now them being out for the season?
Yeah.
Like, it comes back for that first game. There's a contested catch where it goes like that, and then he can't put one arm down because his entire shoulder is just torn, and it physically is not attached to the rest of his body.
He went out to the faith healer Bart Simpson to get a second opinion, and that's him. He's going to be back in and be one and done. So it'd be interesting on that because he's such a good player, such an important player for that defense as well. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes.
I'm just trying to have a look at the free agents that we have at running back. Depending on the website that I'm looking at, the best you can find is Deonta Foreman, Gus Edwards, Chase Edmonds, Chris Evans.
I tell you what, put money on the Gus bus because he was there last season and he did well.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That's actually a really good shout. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him in.
Yeah, that would be the one. But as a Chargers fan, if we brought in Gus Edwards and did not bring in an O-lineman, I think I would personally, I would go absolutely mental on Twitter. It wouldn't have any effect, but like I would be really quite angry.
The 6 people that follow you will be right there behind you, Alex.
Yeah.
We're 2 of them. And the other one that could get a look is Jamal Williams because he's a locker room guy and he could really cheer up some people.
Yeah, everyone loves Jamal Williams, don't they?
Only 30, doesn't have a job at the moment. Everyone else looks like they got picked up. Really weird that there's so many, not many actually, decent free agent running backs. There's usually one lurking, like a star that's like, I refuse to sign, blah, 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 doesn't get picked up. Week 5 comes along and boom, Aaron Jones. Yeah. You know, that kind of player that just all of a sudden, and then he stays there for another year, does absolutely terrible. It doesn't work any further than that. But yeah.
Sorry to completely further derail this conversation. Does that then mean that, like, when certain star running backs go for new contracts this offseason, they can use this as their leverage? Because we've always looked at it and gone, well, running backs aren't paid as much as wide receivers. They aren't paid this, they aren't paid that, because there's always guys you can pick up off the street. Well, apparently there isn't.
Yeah.
No, apparently there isn't. No. But there'll be a lot of them that fall into free agency. So then it's like, well, I could go out and get such and such. Like, Yeah,
Yeah,
you might,
safe
but
one.
yeah, secure. But that's also the argument. Like, why should we pay you? Every running back's made of biscuits. Let's just see what happens. We'll get 2 or 3 cheap guys in, and off you trot. So I guess we'll see. There's still a few guys like wait to come back. I know Tajay Spears just returned this week to no fanfare at all. We've still got Tyrone Tracy who's ready to come back. It's possible that your man at the Texans, Mixon, is ready.
I think they talked.
He could end up
that.
sitting out the entire season.
They said today, the GM said, was it today or yesterday that was it Caserio was saying, I think he's done. They weren't saying it for certain, but they read between the lines as I think he's done.
But they're really happy with Woody Marks, though, aren't they? They're really happy with Marks.
Well, they were.
He had that one good game, and then this week,
he was outsnapped by Nick Chubb this week.
Yeah, Nick Chubb's always going to be there. That's fine.
Yeah, look how good he was. No, let's just give the ghost of Nick Chubb more carries. But it worked for them, so fair enough.
Right, the story that should be the top of the one that everybody would expect to be the one. The Bengals are trading for a quarterback. This is what everybody has been asking for weeks now. And where do you go if you need a quarterback? You go to Quarterbacks R Us. You go all the way over to the Cleveland Browns. You look at that entire lineup and you go, I know the guy that's for me. He didn't play this week. Who are we going to take? Joe Flacco. Smoking Joe Flacco. Yeah, January Joe. And you're not going to make it there, but God bless him. Ugh.
I don't get it. I don't. By all accounts, they were shopping around for about 48 hours. As soon as the game finished, they were just like, please, somebody, have you got a quarterback? Please. And nobody was willing. But Joe Flacco stinks. He's been so bad that he's been benched for Dylan Gabriel, who looked all right. He looked fine as a rookie, but an undersized QB that you knew wasn't ready, and they just had to drop. Now, it wasn't a lot. It was a 5th for Flacco and a 6th, but it's still an early 5th rounder that you're giving to one of your division rivals. When you could have gone for Nick Foles or the obvious one that we keep mentioning, which is Jameis. Go for one of these other guys that are QB3 at their team that could have more of an effect, or the same effect for Joe Flacco that doesn't involve you giving draft capital to a rival.
Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen's there.
He's not playing.
Josh Rosen.
He's back at uni. He came out today. He's like he's doing his masters now, so he has to change his suit. But yeah, I'd almost rather do that anybody than what this Flacco is, because he's not going to get you over the hump. He's not going to change that team to make them a playoff team. So what's the point?
It should have been Jameis, is what it should have been.
Yeah, Jameis could have made them interesting. He might have been able to because they've got enough weapons on offense. He might have been able to keep them in games enough that if Burrow can come back early, they have an outside shot at a wildcard spot. I doubt it, but they've probably got 2 wins, so who knows?
Keep spirits high.
Yeah. Keeps the locker room there and gives Zach Taylor a chance to not get fired. But this, I don't get it. I don't get it for anybody. I get it for the Ravens. It's a great move for the Browns, sorry. It's a great move for the Browns, but not for the Bengals.
Yeah, the guy that I've just thought of immediately is Josh Johnson from the 49, from the Commanders. Sorry, Josh Johnson. He's 3rd string.
Yeah.
He's better than both Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it does, because we've not mentioned his name in a while. This does increase the probability that Dion's lad might get a game.
There it is, 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Because
we're going to see Sanders this year.
Yeah, because Dylan Gabriel, I said I was quite impressed. For his first start, I thought it was going to be worse. I was quite impressed the weekend. It's against a difficult, it was a difficult matchup for him, but he's really small. I worry that he's going to get like bashed out of a game. So yeah, let's see how that goes for them.
Yeah, understandable. As the guy that saw his first ever touchdown, I don't know what he's calling his fans, a Gabrielite. We'll work something out. Don't worry about it.
Surely it's
The Angels.
Surely it's Angels. Yeah, surely it's Angels.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Gabriel's Angels.
But they've got to believe in something holy because that guy still stinks.
Well, this whole like shifting around, I think, is just for the front office to say we can finally get Shador in. The coaches didn't want him to because they were like, clearly we're going with Gabriel and Joe's going to be the backup. And then I don't know if it was the front office's choice or not, but the front office went, right, well, fine, we'll trade him away. And now the second Gabriel starts to look human, you know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to pull the trigger. You're going to start Shador. You're going to win 2 games, and we'll blame everything else on it. And he'll call himself invincible, which doesn't make any sense. And we will just continue to go down the road with that one.
Yeah.
Any more news, Peter?
Last one, again, it's just been announced that CJ Gardner-Johnson, who got cut for being an absolute reprobate by the Texans last week, has been signed by the Ravens.
Oof.
They need the help on their defense, and obviously, if there's a team that can get him playing well, he's only on the practice squad at the minute. But if they can get his head on straight, that could be a really, really nice pickup for them.
They also don't take anything, though, do they? They've got a really like strict policy, and like you cannot be an idiot. You have to be football first, which baffles me because they've put up with Lamar for so long.
It's such a good move for them because it's completely risk-free. The upside is obviously there because he's a talented player, and they need the help. So the pathway to decent playing time is there for him as well. So this could work out really nicely for all parties.
And Lamar likely back this week.
Yeah, I think he's on. I think he's questionable, but hopefully he'll be back this week.
So yeah, they can start to squeak out a few wins here and there, get a wild card spot, be fully healthy for the playoffs, and then all is forgiving because you've got as far as as you could do. Fair enough, right? On to topic of the week. Switched up a little week, changed the topic of the week logo there. It is the Hypetrain Station. I put this one in because I'm all talk. I don't know if anyone they'll allow me to host a podcast, but early doors, I just get a feeling or like a vibe for something, and I put my heart and soul into it. And you know what? I was having a conversation with my mate May when we were queuing up for the longest queue for the shop at Tottenham. And I was saying, kids make terrible choices. Unfortunately, we are stuck with the teams that we choose when we are 6 years old. Hear me out. I filled my Panini sticker book in 1993, 1994. And the first team that I filled up was Tottenham, right? So that was it. I was a Tottenham fan. I like the guy, one of the people called Teddy. Thought that was funny. Didn't know a Teddy, and I have a nephew called Teddy. That's a side point. So I said that what we should allow people to do is fine when you're a kid, you get to choose your team, but there should be either a point in your life where either 16 or 18, we'll work out the semantics down the road, where everybody, no judgment, gets to drop the team that they picked when they were an idiot child and move on. This is because my poor mate's kid is both an Everton and a Jags fan, which, to be fair, at the moment, Jags not too bad, but he made all life choices. I'm just saying in 3 years, let's make him choose again. Perfectly okay with that. No judgment. No, you used to be a... No, absolutely not. He got to change. So for me, this was early doors. We liked some teams. We talked a lot about them. I'd like to know who is hopping off of any of the hype trains that they were on, who is jumping onto any new ones without any judgment, who's stubbornly sticking around to some maybe, or who is quite happy with any choices they made. Alex, is there anybody that you wanted to hop on, hop off, or stick with?
I'm gonna shamelessly hop onto the Dallas Cowboys.
No shame, safe space.
I'm on that train now. Whether or not I absolutely hate myself for it, because it means I'm supporting arguably one of the worst GMs in the league. I'm all aboard the Cowboys hype train. I think they are probably going to win their division.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's too spicy for my blood, but I like it. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
This is my own personal thing. I think Nick Sirianni, the Eagles head coach, is arguably one of the most overrated head coaches in the National Football League. That's just me personally. That is me.
You were
personally.
saying early doors when we started this that you thought he was on the hot seat for reasons that I can't fathom. But like, fair play to you. I understand that. Are you exchanging them for somebody, or is this just for now? You're just going to hop on there and we'll get to you a little bit later.
I will jump on their train, having left my own team's train.
Oh gosh!
Because I believe our train is done for the season. We are at the station we are at. We are not going to make the playoffs with the current trajectory we are on. We are done for the year. Just protect Justin Herbert. Protect his relationship. Let that develop and meander. And now let's focus on next year. But for me, as a football fan, I've got to move on. I've got to support other things. And that is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
That is fair enough. That I respect that. That is perfect. That is wow. To leave your own team at the station to root for somebody else. Like, fair enough. Stick it to them. I personally, you'll all know that I had a particular team winning their division, which would be the NFC West finest, Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
I would like to officially rescind that. I will step off of my own hype train, because there wasn't a hype train. I was the hype train. I was one of those guys with the one that you'd like press down on the tracks. It was barely a train. So I am hopping off of the Cardinals this year. They have made their own bed, right? They looked fine, but they've made silly mistakes. And as a Scunthorpe United fan, I know something about teams just shooting themselves in the foot. And for me, I don't want to show up to like a book club and people be like, you thought the Cardinals were going to be good. Did you see the show this weekend? So respectfully, see you later, Cardinals. I'm going to officially drop you off at the station with a little sign around your neck like it's World War I, and just see you on your way. I'm going to hop on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They look great. And hear me out. They also look great. That teal does something to me. I love their throwbacks. They're dropping them a few times. I've already had a look at a particular app that isn't official to see if a nice little person from the Eastern world would sew me one together. Not and 4-1. They obviously just beat the Chiefs, so that is hype at the max.
Yeah.
Hunter playing receiver and corner. Loads of people talking about one way or the other. Some people are all, oh, he should stay at corner. Oh, he should stay at receiver. Love all of that. Trevor Lawrence, God bless him. Not really what I'm here for. I love their running game quite a lot. I've always had a bit of a thing for ETN. I've seen him a bunch. I have multiple Jags hats again because I like the color scheme and stuff. I am jumping on there. Let's go, Duval. See how you can get better than coach. Pete, talk to me.
I'm going to just kind of jump onto that one a little bit as well, because I said at the beginning of the season that they were going to win that division and they were going to be really good. I thought Liam Cohen would get that running game going, and they had really good weapons. And the funny thing is, he's done it really without the weapons, which is all the more impressive so far. The defense has been fantastic. That pick six yesterday was great from Devin Lloyd.
The 99.
Superb. But Brian Thomas hasn't really done much. He's turned it on yesterday. Travis Hunter made a couple of fantastic catches, and it's not just the Chiefs. They beat the 49ers last week.
Yeah,
they're the 1-4-1 for the 49ers as well. They are fantastic. So I'm definitely staying aboard that hype train, and I'm glad to see them play well because I always want them to do well because they're just one of those cursed, constantly sucky franchises. So if they can put it together, it's nice and it's positive, and the fact that doing it against serious teams is wonderful. For one that I'm going to get off, we've kind of talked about, so I'm not going to say too much. The Bengals, they stink. So much so that in our Dynasty League this week, I dropped Jamar Chase. Of course, he then went off and scored 2 touchdowns. So of course he did. But they're not good. And those 3 of Higgins, Chase, and Burrow hide so many sins in that team. A rubbish line, a rubbish defense, a terrible head coach. I've never been convinced by Zach Taylor, but he looks good because he's got such talented key players digging him out of a hole, and he's just basking in their reflected glory. He's being exposed now, and I think he needs to go. He's not the man to lead them there. I think the GM's done a terrible job of drafting as well. I'm all out, and for as long as I possibly can, I'll be picking teams to beat them in my survivor pool, and just like whoever's facing the Bengals, you'll be fine. Draft their defense. At one point in this game, the leading tackler for the Cincinnati Bengals was Jamar Chase because he had 3 tackles from interceptions. That is incredible. That your wide receiver was your star linebacker. Just rubbish. And the hype train that I'm going to get on because of the quality of the rest of the division and how they're playing is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, you couldn't pay me to follow that team.
I know, and that's the same for me.
That is baffling, bro.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-1. Their next 2 games are the Browns and the Bengals. They're 5-1. The Ravens are imploding. The Browns are rubbish. The Bengals are rubbish. They're going to canter to that division, I think. The Bengals might start to make it a bit more interesting, but Rodgers is playing well. I didn't think he had anything left before the season. I didn't think they had the weapons to make it work, but DK is playing well. They're getting the running game to a certain point. Yeah, I don't think them being a Super Bowl team, but I can easily see them get into the divisional round. Yeah, and they've got a good head coach. So yeah, I am in on the Steelers, and I didn't think I ever would be.
So let me get this right. You've not only got them winning the division, but you've got them winning a playoff game.
Potentially, yeah. I think they've got the players. They've got the players.
This man dare call your first shout out spicy, Alex. You heard him. Everybody heard him. You've created a hype train that doesn't exist.
That arguably could be the spiciest take of the season.
Honestly, they're 3-1. They've lost 1 game all season. I know they've just had their bye. They're going to be 5-1 very, very quickly, and their schedule isn't that difficult. Look at the games they've got coming up. Browns, they'll win. Bengals, they'll win. Packers probably lose, and Colts is tough. I think they can do the Chargers. They've got to face the Bengals again. Rodgers always beats the Bears. Depends what Ravens show up. They'll probably lose to the Bills. They'll beat the Dolphins. They'll lose to the Lions. They'll beat the Browns again. And who knows what Ravens will be there. They could
even if they were good.
Team. That's awesome.
Even if they have a winning season, even if they make the playoffs, even if they win a playoff game, I would rather see Patrick Mahomes win for the next 5 years than the insufferable Aaron Rodgers. I had to put up with him as a part-time Jets fan and just be okay with it for 2 years.
Yeah.
But good God, I don't think I can. Oh, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. No, absolutely not. No.
Does he
no.
get an MVP shout then? If he
Yeah,
leads that
probably.
team to a 12 win season, because that's what you've just said there, that they're winning a 12-win season. That like definitely the Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin wins coach of the year.
Yeah.
100%. There's no if
Keeps his job, although he shouldn't.
Yeah, he wins coach of the year by taking that Steelers team and that Aaron Rodgers and that offense and the defense that arguably has got one of the greatest generational talent players in TJ Watt there. But like, he wins coach of the year easily with that. But the fact that that 12-win team, they would be probably second in the divisional thing. Would they? Is it still top two, or is it only top one now that gets the bye?
Top one is the
top
bye.
one. It's only the top one that gets the bye. But they get home field advantage though, don't they? For being the second.
Yeah.
So they'll get home field advantage in January, where it's absolute freezing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Who's lights out in freezing cold weather? Oh, it's only Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so used to it.
It
writes itself.
He's having. I hate it.
He's having the heel run the WWE wish they had with John Cena. Like, this is clearly the last real champion that is really going on here. He's going to win the MVP. He's going to win the Super Bowl. He's going to walk off into the sunset. And we're going to hate every single second of it. Oh, right. Fine. Well, with that, I've already hopped onto the Jags, hopped off the Cardinals. I'm sticking with, and I was very right about, just a little bit trigger happy, the Denver Broncos, man. I'm sticking right there. They have, they ended up 3-2. They're second in the division behind the Chargers. We've already said a bunch about the Chargers not being able to see it through. Kansas City look pretty vulnerable right now. I don't think the Broncos have looked lights out. I do think that they've got a lot good going for them. I thought Bo Nix was going to really take the leap. He hasn't quite to the extent I expected it. He still looks good, and I enjoy him. They've got every matchup that they're in is must-watch like TV for me. Obviously, they don't call themselves the reigning champions, the Eagles, but they are. They're the team that won the Super Bowl last year. There wasn't much change around, so they are essentially the same team, and they do still want to win. I'm just having a look here. Have they got no, they're not got a bye week. They're great. Oh, they got the Jets this week.
So another win?
Easy. Another win. Oh yeah, they're in London. Yeah, it's Jets Broncos in London.
Oh, so that might change it, because who knows in London?
Yeah, God only knows in London. But like, Rodgers couldn't pull out a win for the Jets in London either. And then they have also elected to not have a bye week after their international game. And they move on to somewhere that I can't see. Their logo isn't. Oh, then they're against the Giants. Good Lord. So, they're winning their next two games. That's easily done. And then I think they finally have a week off. But yeah, I feel like I was right. I had them down as winning their division. I definitely think they're going to win their division now. Kansas City's still going to make the playoffs. Kansas City are just going to be one win behind, and I think it'll just be the divisional win. Broncos will legitimize themselves, get the win over Kansas City. They both go to the playoffs. I don't think that Broncos will probably make it through the playoffs, but I'm right where I ought to be. I'm going to stick with mine because the next one is a stubbornly stay. I'm going to continue to watch the Giants on TV. I do not care. The hype train doesn't have to be about wins. The hype train could just be about Jackson Dart and everyone's favorite running back, the crayony in Wolverine-looking Cam Scatterboo. Oh, mate. It doesn't look great all the time, but I want to be there for it, and I just want to watch him, and I want to throw him raw sausages or whatever you do to cartoon dogs. It's just great.
Why is it that the Giants every year have one guy they can just get round? Last year it was like Danny DeMafia. It was that guy that you just got his surname's absolutely escaping me, and I nearly called him Danny DeVito. His name is not Danny DeVito. He's not Danny
Tommy
DeVito.
DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. Thank
Tommy
you.
DeVito. Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, Tommy Cutlets. Why they're Tommy Cutlets last year? Now they've got Cam Scatterbo this year. Why have they always got this meme-worthy guy? Is it so that it takes pressure off, or I'm not really sure. But yeah, like he's insane. He's actually amazing.
Yeah.
I reckon on the sideline they never really cut to him. I think he's got a bed somewhere that when he gets off the field, he walks in a circle to get comfortable and just curls up in a ball until they're ready to like let him out again. He's dreaming. He thinks he's in a field. He is in a field. Get him on the field.
If this season had happened a couple of years ago, I reckon he'd have been one of the multiverse Wolverines in Deadpool v Wolverine.
Yeah,
that have just had Cam Scatterbo going and headbutting Deadpool through a portal. And good as well that Dart is obviously he was injured. There was worry about him being limited participant, but he's back to full participation now because he looked exciting as well. Don't know how winning he's going to be, but he looked fun.
Yeah,
so that's going to be good.
Yeah, again, just a team that I'll keep on watching. Colin Pete, who you've had some crazy takes. You know what? Actually, no. You sit down, Alex. Pete's on a timeout.
I'm gonna jump on the Rams train.
Okay.
Ooh, back a loss. Nice.
They were great against the 49ers. It was just Sean McVay decided to go for it, and it didn't necessarily happen the way that they wanted to do it or anything like that. But they were so close. They were in that game going toe for toe where Mac Jones suddenly decided he would shed his own skin and be 2.0 Super Saiyan worthy and just throw it lights out. He was incredible. And I think that's the best ever game I've ever seen Mac Jones ever play. Personally, but I'm staying with the Rams. I think they are in that win now mode.
Yeah.
Fair point. Jumping on them. Are you leaving anyone behind by taking the Rams?
I am leaving behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't like that you were already on their hype train.
Yeah,
fair play to you.
Right. They've been to 3 Super Bowls in 3 years. They've won 2 of them. And arguably they had gotten better this offseason with Xavier Worthy and having other pieces stay there and do that lot. They've changed Travis Kelce's role. They'd made sure that Chris Jones was happy. They'd made their defense absolutely incredible. And the more important thing was that Patrick Mahomes was fully healthy. So you were like, right, yeah, no, they can get 12 wins and then let's see what happens in the playoffs because hey, playoff Mahomes is playoff Mahomes and playoff Kelce is playoff Kelce. Rashid Rice, whatever he wants to do, he will be back with his thing. Worthy will have had a full year in this team. Then you've got bit positions for Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown, and you could make it work. That's why it's been working previously. But every couple of years, you have a down season for a juggernaut. In the Premier League, the English Premier League, we had Manchester City do it last season where they ended up finishing 3rd and they were nowhere near their main thing after having winning back-to-back Premier League titles. This is the Chiefs' year where they have that down year. They kind of do a soft rebuild. Everyone that one good wide receiver that doesn't want to go anywhere goes back. Tyreek Hill. Sorry, that was a cough in my chest. I apologize, gentlemen.
That sounded real bad, actually.
It really was.
Get that
really was. Well, he will. They'll have that wide receiver that goes there, and they'll be good again next season. So yeah, the Chiefs, not this year.
Fair enough. Go on then, Pete. Welsh gosh. Still reeling from the Steelers, but go on.
Obvious one to jump off is the Ravens. I was convinced this was their year. I was absolutely adamant it was their year. They were going to make it work. Todd Monken had learned his lesson and stopped calling plays like an absolute muppet in the playoffs. They had all the pieces there, but obviously play calling hasn't helped, but also a lot of injuries. I think they could still come good, but I'm I'm less convinced. I think they're just too beaten up. So that is with a heavy heart that I say I just don't think they are. Yeah, I'm off that hype train. And you've kind of caught strays for it on this podcast for saying that they are an 0-16 team, but I also said the Colts were going to go. So you said 0-17, 1-16.
Yeah, thank you.
And they are playing so good. They're really good. I know Danny Dimes had a bit of a wobble last week against the Rams, and that's fine. Those things happen, but they're everywhere across the field. Jonathan Taylor's playing like what we thought Jonathan Taylor was. He is who we thought he is, and that's really good. And their schedule is a cupcake. Again, next couple of weeks, they've got Cardinals. They're playing a beaten up Chargers. Then they've got the Titans. The Steelers, that's going to be an emotional watch for me. Falcons. Yes, they've got the Chiefs, which is going to be tough.
Spinning your yellow flag and you're lifting your...
Yeah. There's a lot of winnable games there. It's the way they're playing. They're an easy 10-win team. But it wouldn't surprise me with how they're playing because everybody else just doesn't really seem to want it. There's just iffy play all over that AFC. They're between 10 and 14 wins, I think, this season, and I think they just keep it rolling. And I'm really, really impressed with is it Steichen, the head coach, is doing there. And it's Jones gets all of the press because he's the biggest surprise, and rightly so. But the rest of the team are playing really, really well. So yeah, I apologise to all Colts fans. I was wrong.
I don't. They're not going to win another game.
Tyler Warren, by the way, is really looking like he will get offensive rookie.
Offensive rookie. Yeah,
Yeah.
he should do.
There isn't really a competition for him to not get offensive rookie of the year.
Ibuka is the other one.
Yeah. Ibuka is the other one. But if the Colts have even a 10-win season, then there's no way he doesn't get it, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally understandable. So that's it, everybody. Now is your chance. You've been officially allowed to jump off and onto any hype trains. And now's the time, I'm giving you permission. If you support a team and you've given up, there's no shame. You can just jump off. I'm saying do it. And you'll get some grief for it for a little bit. But you can say, hey, Joel on the 5 Yard Rush podcast said it was all right. And you can at me. And I will tell people that it is okay. So do feel free to jump off whatever bandwagon you accidentally ended on. Let's do it. Let's move into pick 'em and flick 'em for the week. Wow, we know how to pick 'em this week, don't we? I went 1-7 in the early game. I think Murf laughed so hard that he cried and his latte came out of his nose when he was like, good thing I didn't give you a podcast to host particular sport. So that was fun for me. Yeah, boy, can I not pick him. And I'm not even like trying to be like too spicy. This week I picked what felt like some obvious wins. I picked the Chargers. I mean, fine, I picked the Browns, but that was pretty close. I picked the Ravens. Of course I did. I mean, obviously that isn't great. I took the I took the Giants because we're ethically tanking. I took the Cowboys because that was okay. That was one more wins. I took the Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. I took the Cardinals because the Titans have sucked. I took the Chargers because reasons. I took Kansas City. I took the Bills. I took so many teams that definitely should have won. And God, did they not. So Detroit, Tampa, and Dallas, I think, were the only 3 games that I actually got right this week. It was a historically bad one for the entire Pick'em League.
Yeah.
When you get the notification saying, here is your, the breakdown of the league, and the top 2 people both picked 7 of the games, was incredible. Considering 2 weeks prior, we've had back-to-back weeks where people have been 1 pick off of being perfect. Good God, nobody could pick them. So this week, I'm not even gonna. I didn't really look too hard at the projections or anything. I went on feels, and legitimately, the only underdog I've got are the Titans to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, because the Las Vegas Raiders look ungodly terrible.
Yeah.
They got Jets Geno Smith, and they wanted Seahawks Geno Smith. They didn't realize he turned back into a pumpkin.
Yeah. I think Max Crosby might break the single season sack record just this week, though, against that Titans line.
Yeah.
He will smush Cam Ward into a paste. But nobody else will do anything because they're the Raiders. But that's a good take. I've not voted. I've picked the favourite in every single game. I couldn't pick an underdog in, and I just went, who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? I didn't look at the odds, and I went back. I was like, who's underdog? Oh, nobody.
It's pretty tough. Even the closest to an underdog, I did have the Jags, who were 50-50 at the time. They're now 52, so technically they're the favorite. Everything else, the only one I've got is the Titans, who are the underdog. It could be a real lopsided week. There's going to be some Ackers killed by something stupid this week, I reckon. I guess the one that doesn't feel like an underdog but should be, I've picked Kansas to beat Detroit. I've got a weird thing where the Lions are going to crumble. Actually, they haven't.
I've got Detroit to win, actually, and they are the underdog.
Right. Well, currently their win probability is 45.
I apologize. They were my underdog. So
my underdog, and I need help from this podcast to help me here, because out of the three of us, I'm doing the worst. And I'll admit,
you are 16th.
I'm doing really, really bad in this league. My only saving grace for not finishing last is one dude forgot to do his picks one week, and that is why he's bottom. And that's my only saving grace.
Good news, 16th place, Alex. 14th place me and 13th place Pete are here to help.
Okay. Pete, this is more specifically for you, and this is where we get our weekly Bears chat in.
Yeah.
Do I pick the Bears over Washington? Because I think they could do it.
I think they could. But there's two main things going against them. They're historically significantly better at home than they are away. Their away record is generally rubbish. I know they scraped the win against the Raiders, but they scraped to win against the Raiders. Washington are a much better team. What throws this kind of a little bit out is that it's just been the bye week. So the Bears have just had that bye week to prep, but they've got a new left tackle with the Canadian Eagle, Theo Bernadette, and they have been so bad, possibly the worst team in the league against the run. And if you can't run, you can't stop the run, and you're facing Jaden Daniels and Bill Krosky. I just think...
Sorry, Jerry Jones, what was that?
That's his nickname, Bill Krosky. He wants to be called Bill. That's not me being daft, yeah.
No. I'm talking about stopping the run. That's why we get rid of Micah Parsons. You've got to stop the run in this game, especially in that division, especially because Washington's in that division.
Yeah. I think the Bears can put up points. I think it's going to be a really good close game, but I just don't see them being able to stop Daniels. I think he's going to have a worldie of a game. But who knows? Because the other thing is this is a massive revenge game, because that Hail Mary last year completely derailed the Bears season. They had an identical record to the Commanders going into that game, and they nearly had the one up, and then they lost 10 in a row. As soon as that
so what
finished.
You're saying is that was their sliding doors moment. If only that hadn't happened, they'd have gone on to the playoffs and had the run that Washington had.
They wouldn't have gone on quite so bad a run. But I think that broke them.
They'd lost 9.
Yeah. I think, because they would have lost to the Commanders. I think that game broke them. So there'll be a real sense of vengeance, and they're getting healthy. So that's why, I'm spoiling, it's my game of the week. But I think it's a bad matchup for them, unfortunately.
I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it. You've not convinced me to back out of it. I'm gonna do it. I'm back in the.
I've switched onto the Bears because of everything that you just said there. I absolutely had Washington down, and you reminded me that throughout this whole thing, every time the Bears have played, I've picked them because I believed in the Chicago Bears. So I'm back on the Bear train. Me and Alex, let's go. Pete, I swear to God, if you switch over to them now, you're just a tailgater and you're just buying into the hype that Alex has created that I have jumped onto. Anything joining us from there is real sad. I guess while we're talking games that we're here to see, clearly for me, I'm going to have my eye on the Denver Jets game. That's going to be great because it's in the UK. It's early. It means that I can ignore my own children and get one of them to shout go Jets and the other one to say go Broncos. But outside of that one, I think that it's real lopsided. But Jags Seahawks, that could be another Seahawks Bucks right there. Both looking good. Excited to catch that one. I'm going to have that on and then like red zone off in a corner somewhere. I would like to see if the Jags are the Jags. What about you, Alex?
I'm gonna keep my eye on two, but I'll be able to keep my eye on two because one is Sunday Night Football / Monday Morning Football. One is going to be the Lions Chiefs. I think that'll be a really, really good game. And then the other is part of the late window, and I think it is going to be Tampa Bay 49ers.
Oh yeah.
Like, if I don't know who's playing, is it Brock Purdy or is it Mac Jones? Because that
does it matter?
Like for me, it does because I think Brock Purdy's a fraud, but that's just me. And I think I don't really. I'm not on the Brock Purdy train, but anytime that Baker Mayfield is playing, give me a shot.
Yeah, fair enough. Understandable. That'll be the one to kind of like watch. I like the second lot whenever it's on red zone because there's only usually like 3 or 4 going on, so you get to see more of the game. I've found that over the years, the early lot of red zone, there's a lot happening, and I concentrate on nothing. So I've started to move away from that. But yeah, no, I like that. That Niners Bucks game is going to be a later one in the day, so that's really nice for me. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
Looking forward to this week. Let's hope it lives up to last week. That's me.
There it is. And nods from Alex. Lovely. Well, thank you everybody much for watching, listening. I made it through my flu game. Look out for Pete's flu game sometime in the next few weeks. Spoilers. Cool outro today. How long can I leave these? Oh, he's dabbing. Wow, how very 2017.